going to show you how to do is to help your students update their SML site. And this is going to be something that they are going to be doing in their coming weeks. And they all should have their Google site, and they should have a page called SML. And right now, many of their pages will be blank unless they had it from last year. So what I would start with is, if it is a blank page, they can go ahead and insert a content block, and you can have them start with a content block that just is these 3 blocks here. And they can do something for grade 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to be a grade 6 student today, and I'm going to have this content block. I've deleted the the text that's underneath, so I just have a heading, and I'm going to add an image, and I'm going to do select image, and I'm going to find a Google image, and these images have already been selected for the students that they can they search these images and they have already been selected that they can be used. So I can just select coming soon because they're going to be used in the coming years. So I'll do coming soon, and then I'll do another one for next year, and then another one for coming soon again. And so I have these 2 images. And then for grade 6, since for this SML image, or for this SML project, I am going to be creating a MakeCode arcade game. I'm going to be coding a MakeCode arcade game, and I have already done a screenshot. And so I'm going to do a screenshot of my game. And when I come here, I can actually, either uncrop it, and so you can see the whole image, or if I just double click on it, I can actually move the image around. So I can either zoom in on it, or I can move it so I can see more of the image that I want to see. And so then I have my image here. I'm going to go to my pages, and I'm going to add another page, and I'm going to call this page grade 6 SML. And I'm going to put this as a sub page under SML, and I'm going to just grab this and drag it under SML. And now I have a page under SML, and you can see that if I hover over SML, it will allow it to be right under SML. So I'm going to go back to my SML homepage, and I'm going to highlight grade 6 SML, and I'm going to click the insert link, and I'm going to start typing grade 6, and you'll see that in this site it comes up, and I'm going to select grade 6 SML and click apply, and that will automatically link that right there. If you want your students to create 2 pages for grade 7 and grade 8 and have that ready, that's easy to do too. So you can just do grade 7 and then grade 8, and then they'll have it for the upcoming years, and then you can put that under SML. And if you want to, you can just double click and add that SML part as well that I just forgot. And then I can select that, and I can go back to my SML page, and then I can highlight it, and then I can link it just the same way that I did before. So now I have grade 7 SML, and I have grade 8, and then all they have to do next year is go to that page, and they can start to work on it from there. So now that I have that grade 6 SML, I'm going to go ahead and go on that page, and that's where I start to create. And so at this point, your student hopefully has created their reflection video. And so they have their reflection video. They might have some screenshots that they have done. Maybe they have done a Google presentation. They might have, like in my case that I have done, I have created a MakeCode arcade game, and so I'm going to embed my game. I might have some text I'm going to include. Maybe there's a Google Doc. There's a ton of things that they can include on their site. So they can start by, maybe doing a text box that they want to include So I'm going to do a title, and I'm going to come here, I'm going to do a title, and I'm going to say make code arcade SML project. And if I want to bold it, I can bold it. I can, just kind of do whatever I want to, kind of play with it a little bit. If I want to do another text box and explain my project, I can do that. If I want to, have an overview, I can do my SML reflection, and then if I want to, instead of it being a title, I can do it as a heading, and then I can add text. Add text here, and then I can add a picture here, but I'm actually going to add my video. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that away. And then I'm going to go to Drive because that's where my video is. Now, before I go to Drive, I want to make sure that my video is viewable to anyone with a link. So here is my video. I've already highlighted here where it says Make Code Arcade Example. And I'm going to right click, and I'm just going to click on the share button. And right now it says it's restricted. So I'm going to click anyone with a link, and anyone with the link can view. So I'm going to click on done. And then I'm going to go back to my site, and I'm going to go into my Drive, and I'm going to go to recent. And when I go to recent, I can see that here is my video, and I'm going to go to insert. Now it's going to insert right below, and I can just grab it and I can move it. I can make this smaller, and then I can make my text smaller, and then I can make my video a little bit bigger. You'll notice that the video won't actually play inside of the edited site when you're editing it, but you can do a couple things. If you publish it, it will allow you to then click on View Published Site, and you can see it then. So if I click on my View Published Site, I can then look at my video. I can play it from there. So I can see the video that has been created. That's one way to look at it. It's really easy for the kids to see it as well there. So then I can also go ahead, like I said, if I wanted to add images, I can add some images. I'm going to go ahead and upload. I have some screenshots, so I can add a couple screenshots in here, and I can click on open, and my images will automatically appear right here. And I just hit shift, and that allowed me to insert. If I hit shift and then I held down shift and I selected multiple images at a time, and it uploaded multiple images. Now, sometimes what I might want to do is I'm going to delete these images, and I might want to do image carousel, and then I can see multiple images at a time, or not. I can see one image at a time, but have multiple images in there. So I can go ahead and do upload image, and if I click all three of these images, I can open that up, and it allows me to have these images. If I want to add a little caption underneath, I can add some text underneath. So if I want to say, okay, this is going to be, I can add it a caption. And I can say, this is, part of my tile map. So this is going to be my tile map, and this is my screen, and then this is my code. And so then I can just do insert, and you can see that I have everything right here. Now I can go ahead and center it, and I can then, if you saw that I have some blue lines that help me to put it in the right spot, so it helps me center it exactly. And then again, when I publish it and I go to View Published Site, I can then scroll through, and I can see all of my images just as they are. Now, the one thing that isn't great about this, it doesn't allow me to see the whole image. So when I do that, um, it doesn't, I can't see the whole image. So when I uploaded all three of those images separately, I was able to see the entire image. I could also crop it if I wanted to. Sometimes the images come and they are cropped a little bit too much, and I can go in and I can uncrop them if I want to. So it allows me to see the entire image, or if I want to crop it a little bit more. We talked about that in a little bit earlier in the video. I can also add in my presentations. So if I want to have a presentation that I made, I would do the same thing. I would when I have a presentation, I want to go into my shared, and right now I have anyone with a link is a viewer. So this particular presentation is good to go, and I can go into my drive. I can find this in my Google Drive under recent because I just used this. And then I can click on this, I can click insert, and then I have this right here. Now I can put this next to my the images that I already created if I want to have a smaller presentation, and then just slowly or click through it in a small view. Or if I want to make it larger, I can make it larger, and I can enlarge it and then bring it down towards the bottom, and then it can be a large view as well. And again, you can make text boxes, and if I wanted to create a smaller text box, I could bring this right up here and I could describe these are some images from the code that I created. Now, another great feature about some of the projects that your students are creating, like for coding, I know that some things can be embedded. And so some of the projects can be embedded into the site. And so what I'm going to do here is if I go into my share button, I can click this share button. And if I click on share project, I'm going to get the link. So I'm going to copy this link here just so I have the link and I can have people, access the link when they want to. So I'm going to say link and then just, have my link here. And then if I click on this again, if you have this right here, if you click on simulator, this allows me to, if I copy this whole thing here and then go back into my site and I go to embed and then click on embed code, I can click on next, and you'll see that my game is going to load here. Now you can't actually see everything, so I want to have my entire game showing, including all of my controls, because that's how my game is going to be played. I'm going to bring it up here so people can see it right away. And then, just like the video, you can't play it in edit mode. But if I hit publish, I can go ahead and click on view publish site. And then I can play my game. So I can play my game right inside of my Google site. And this is really fantastic because then you don't have to go into Make Code Arcade to play the game, and then it allows for students to play the game outside they don't have to go into a separate site. So this is really nice for students, and they have then the video, they have the game to play, they have the Google presentation, and it's just really a nice feature. And then now that they have everything in here, they can kind of just manipulate things so it looks a little bit cleaner. And they can kind of just move things around, make this a little bit bigger, enhance some of the features so it looks really nice. And so here, I have I can move this text box around. I can bring that up here, and then maybe I want to make these slides a little bit smaller, and then I can bring those slides right up here, and then I have this kind of condensed a little bit more, and then I can hit publish, and everything is good to go, and it automatically publishes. Now, the last thing that I want to show you is if you do the drop down menu right next to publish, you want to make sure that your students' publish settings are correct. The web address that you have right here should be your students. It should end with your student's student ID. So it should be like 290 and then the rest of their student ID, or 280 or 270. If for some reason it does not have their student ID, if it ends in their name or it ends in something else other than their student ID, please, please, please have them come see me. Because what we want to do is we want to have every student's site very easily accessible to all teachers. So we want it so any teacher can go to sites.google.com/hkas.edu.hk/ / and then the student ID, and we are able to access their site. I can help them change their site around in order to make it so their site has their student ID at the end, but I do need them to come see me to make sure that is working for them. So please, please, please have them come see me. Send me an email. We can schedule a time. But that's very, very important. Most students should have it, so their student ID is at the end of their site. I am going to include a link that shows an example student site that is a SML project in process. And so this student is working on turtle art, and you can see that they have some day 1 videos, and then they're looking at day 2, day 3, and just kind of going through what they are creating. They're in the process of doing this. This will be updated as they go on, but you can see how they're creating inside of not just turtle art, but also inside of their Google site. I hope that this is helpful to you. I know this was quite a long video, but hopefully that this gave you some insight on how to use Google Sites. And if you have any questions, please let me know, and I am happy to help you or come and support you in any way. Okay, have a great day.